Hey dudes, what's going on? News here, and today I'm just gonna do a couple of clan battles. I want to talk a little bit about clan battle and why I think it'll be a kind of new zest for the game, especially with the hopes of it eventually becoming a more permanent game mode than just on weekends. But I've been playing quite a lot of it. I've probably played 20 games, 25 games, which doesn't exactly sound like a lot, but it's still a lot of time. Yeah, I've been just having fun with it. I've been mainly using this deck, and I've been messing around with this Hog Rider deck from the top of the leaderboards, but I've been mostly having fun doing this deck just because of how versatile it is and how many tank killers it's got, plus the ability to counter pressure and then completely destroy towers. So I'm just going to kind of talk about what's strong, what's maybe not so strong. We'll see if anyone wants to hop on a battle with me. There are 9 players currently. Oh, who joined me? D-Ross. Alright, so he's playing a Royal Giant deck versus Joker and someone else from a clan I can't read. Kind of looks like Kara or something. So here, I like to do this because I get to see what's in their hand. I'll just play Executioner there. I wish I'd had my Elite Barbarians. What on earth is this guy doing? I'm just going to put my Elite Barbarians down because, hey, why the heck not? He's got a zap, I have a zap. This guy is just playing non-stop. Well, I should say these guys playing non-stop arrows. So they'll probably be really low on elixir. So we're already kind of taking this in a good place. Yeah, I'll place. The furnace should probably be enough, but I would think that the furnace is. Oh, they're gonna rocket it. I don't know whether that was a great move by them or just an absolutely horrible one. What on earth are these guys doing? And this is a kind of weird thing about clan battles too, is that when you don't coordinate with people, you get these kind of really awkward plays that don't really make that much sense. That probably wasn't necessary, but whatever. Oops. I should have put that further to the left. And they fireballed it. That doesn't even need an executioner. I would say that tips for this is just kind of hovering your cards so that your clanmate can actually see what exactly it is that you want to place. It can be difficult at times, though. Yeah, and these people are especially miscommunicated. So you kind of, most of the time, you want to be a very passive player to compensate, for example, if your clanmate is really aggressive. You want to stay a little bit more defensive, and they lightning absolutely nothing, which I guess is great for me. These guys are very uncoordinated. We can probably just go straight for the win here. And he mirrors the prince. And these Executioner is such a good card. Especially when you pair it with, let's say, your opponent's tank or whatever of choice, because most people have some sort of tank. He's thinking the exact same thing. Just to guarantee those 2 crowns that don't really mean anything. I wish that you could get your crowns from clan battles, because I've kind of tested it. It doesn't really work. You can't get crowns from it, which is kind of annoying, because if I'm battling, I should be able to get crowns. Alright, jumping into another battle with D-Ross. So I would say cards that are really good are spells are really good in this because sometimes it can be hard to get things to the tower. Elite Barbarians are really good because they kill tanks so fast. Ooh, that is a really good rocket. Oh, well. I was just going to put a troop down, but get a decent zap. Executioner is a really good card. If you have Graveyard, Graveyard's really good because Graveyard has always been a really good card, but even now especially, Graveyard is really good. Alright, I guess I'll play a Musketeer up here. Alright, I'll let him play that. And you kind of want to see if one person tends to do one thing, then you kind of just want to let them. Oh my god. That is beautiful. Yeah, he seems to want to play a knight. You know, I'm just going to let that walk through. I'm going to see what he does. Okay, I probably should have played something. Unfortunately, it's really iffy sometimes. He's going to play a lightning. Sometimes you just want to let your opponent do the heavy lifting for you in some situations. Most people try and defend. So if you have a claymate who just likes to defend a lot, then you just want to defend less or put less troops down or be a little bit more hesitant when placing troops. Because I see a lot of this. I see a lot of people or opponents just kind of doing something. Alright. And here I'm just being more passive and I'm letting him defend. Because he has such good defensive cards as well. I will place a log. Okay, so they played a real lot of elixir. I'm going to start an executioner in the back here. I zap that. And I think this is going to be my opportunity to go in. So he's rocketed my, they've rocketed my executioner. I don't know whether, oh, well. And you see a lot of skeleton armies and stuff, so if you have a log or a zap, that's always good. Poison's a good card. Lumberjack's a really nice card in this, because when you rage so many more troops. The rage just becomes invaluable. GG. Okay, so we didn't win that one. I think that had partially to do with the fact that, we couldn't break through together and make a good combo. But, you know, you don't win any, and at the moment, take out Lumberjack. Oh. You know what? I'll play a different deck. Amazingly, we both played different decks. Graveyard can be really good too. Just because you get the masses of Graveyard. Okay, what is this guy playing? I'm just gonna play Mega Minion in the back. These decks are really annoying because they're so anti-swarm, but they're also really bad against. Oh, he didn't. Oops. Aw, come on. I hate that. Oh. Ugh, this is a mess. A right old mess. What on earth? This is not going well. Thus far. Alright. I don't know exactly how we plan to, Alright, I'm gonna go in for an attack. I'm gonna put my poison down. And thankfully enough, like when you have multiple spells, you get kind of the more forgiving chance where if you mess up a spell or something, you still have it in rotation. Another thing that's really not good to do is to have like one person with all defenses and one person with all this. We double logged it. It's okay though, because what happens now is we just kind of get the executioners more damaged. It's not turning out great though. Alright, That was a questionable night, but I will graveyard and poison. Huh. Amazingly, that Hog Rider actually targeted the cannon. I didn't expect it to. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We've got more tower damage than them. Elixir count. Oh, double log again. That happens a lot where you kind of panic and you're not sure whether your opponent. So it may be good to just get onto it like a Discord or something. I will poison that. Great, we did a double poison too. And sometimes you're just gonna have to spell it out in these games. The nice thing right now is that they don't really mean anything. Especially like after the first day because there's literally no one there. There's like barely any crowns to actually retrieve. Which is interesting. Again! I need to stop logging these. Alright, I'm gonna... You know what, we have to go for a graveyard. Most likely they'll win here, though. I would be very surprised if they didn't. Although, you know what, no, I thought we were gonna win there for a second. That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they had Zap. Alright, well, whatever. Not that big of a deal. I'm gonna switch back to this. See if... there's also a way to glitch out of the... they're usually... Oh, if you spectate something from this screen, and then you exit out, it actually takes you out of the... Oh. Well, before it was taking me out of the no access to anything else screen, but... Maybe it's only when people are playing 2v2 mode, perhaps. Potential... Oh, here it is. Oh. Well. Okay, then. So, as you can see, I kind of confused the game. Alright, so my opponent is playing a Golem deck. He's gonna play Electro Wizard. I'm not gonna help him in this one. I could probably play Lumberjack. Thinking about it. Sure, let's play Lumberjack. Double log happens a lot. Or double spell in general. Tornado could be really good. I haven't tried a deck with Tornado in a long time. That could be interesting. Alright, he's gonna play that in the back. I'm gonna play Musketeer behind it. That was a relatively ineffective push for him. I'm gonna poison this. Getting good value from killing the archers and the... whatchamacallit. This is good for me. Alright, kill the Dark Goblin and do more damage to the Goblin Hut. Alright. This is a pretty... scary push. Once the Lumberjack connects to the tower, his tower is done. Their towers, I should say, are done. I'm so used to talking about people and, like, there's only one person. And this is gonna hurt. GG. Wow. One push was all it took. I guess they had no elixir. Okay. And that does happen, which is kind of cool. Alright, I'll join Iron Rod. I think I'll count this as the last battle, and then I'll kind of review the stuff that I keep not talking about. Against Rodrigo and Felipe from Unidos BR. Alright. What is he doing? Alright, he's playing an Elixir Pump. I will play, an Executioner. Just in case they try and do any funny business, as well as the fact that there's a Royal Giant coming down the lane. That was a pretty good fireball. Oh my god. This is no good. No good at all. Well, I don't know what these opponents are doing, considering that there's an Electro Wizard. I'm gonna counter push in the other lane while they are busy. Alrighty. The art of pressure. Take that tower out. And okay. So obviously our decks are humbling really well. I think the biggest tip that anyone will ever give you about clan battles is to get in voice. Because when you can communicate and talk about what kind of combos you want to make, it becomes a lot easier. Oh no. This could end up badly. Or not. Three Crown Rush. What on earth? I will go in for a lumberjack. And just hope. Yes. Get that boost and GG. Alright, me and Iron Ron teaming up. That was fun. I have to say. So, going over things that are really good. Poison's a really good spell because it gets a lot of swarm units. Ice Golem has always been a good card, but it's not something that you need to take in these battles. Graveyard is really good if you have it. Log is really good if you have it. Tornado is pretty good because if you can activate the King Towers, you just get so much damage out. It's unbelievable. Elite Barbarians are really good. Lumberjack is really good. Inferno Dragon is also really good. And the Electro Wizard therefore also becomes good. He's always good, but he's even better now. Inferno Dragon, there's going to be a lot more tanks. And then you can also take it on a counter push. Lava Hound is okay, but there's also so much more elixir on the board that one Lava Hound will be a lot easier for an opponent to take out because you have more chance of them having Inferno Tower, Inferno Dragon, more air protecting troops, which can be an issue. Expo Siege could be interesting, but it's definitely has its advantages and disadvantages. Freeze decks will probably be really good because if you can freeze a huge cluster of troops that will inevitably be there, that will be very good. Golem decks, as you saw, can be really powerful and comboed with something else. Outrider decks are okay, but it's generally the heavier, more powerful kind of decks that tend to do well because of the amount of elixir, and anything that counters a swarm troop. Executioner is really powerful, therefore. Wizard and Valkyrie are okay, but I haven't seen anyone play with 3 Musketeers in this challenge, which is interesting. Bowler's also pretty good. I would say you should combo, like, cheaper, like, Graveyard decks, with someone who has, like, a heavy beatdown deck, and never have one person do, like, a spell cycle or something like that, because it doesn't ever really work. That's the unfortunate thing about it. It doesn't work well enough. You can't get someone to do all of the defense, because if they run out of elixir, then you have no way to defend a push. Both clan battle peoples, like Iron and Bade, will kind of view this in a minute while they're kind of in overtime. If we look at their decks, let me just move this. They both have defense and they both have spells. Not one of them has, and both of them have Electro Wizard, which means that it's more likely for it to be up at one time, which is really key. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sudden death. And GG. So as you see, they both have spells. I would not recommend Rocket Cycle, because if you Rocket Cycle, your opponents will be able to rush at you with a lot of elixir. Like I've had people try, and I know there were a few opponents that have tried to Rocket Cycle me, and it has never worked out well. I'm trying to see if it's any of these guys. Now, there are people who try all legendary decks, which are for sure interesting, but this one was a mortar deck, which was interesting. The Siege, I'm pretty sure we won against this one. Yeah, we won against the Cycle. Defending is really hard with this deck, or sorry, with clan battles in general. So, yeah, I think I'll leave it right here. If you guys have any other questions about it or tips for me, that would be lovely. And for anyone else who's looking in the comment section. If you guys have any decks that you want me to go over, I'm more than happy to look over specific decks or try out decks that you guys have and that would like to recommend to me to try out. Be sure to try those out. So yeah, I will actually be putting out another video sooner rather than later about all the new cards and what I think about them, because I think that's really important now more than ever, especially with the fact that the Night Witch hasn't been released. There's no release date for her, which is probably some sort of a bug or such. But anywho, I will see you all in the next video. Ciao!